All right. Hello, everyone. We are here today. We are joined by a very special guest. For everybody who doesn't know, I'm Samantha. I'm the owner here at Dancer Center. And I have a special guest today who is going to introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Robbi Agatha Moore, and I am a former Dance First Center ambassador, and I am pleased to be back again doing another interview.
I'm very excited. Cool. Okay, so we are chatting right now just in honor of Black History Month. We're talking a little bit about your experiences here in the Seattle dance community.
Mhm.
So we're kind of centering this a little bit around teaching. What can you start with what inspired you to become a dance teacher and how your identity influences your teaching approach?
So, what I will say is that I became a dance teacher much sooner than I was expecting.
Mm.
I actually didn't seek out becoming a dance teacher. I moved to Seattle, Washington for Spectrum Dance Theatre, that is known, and I was in the company for 2 years. My second year in the company, I was asked to teach. I had subbed for someone once, and then I was asked to do more teaching. And I was very nervous at first. And the very first few classes that I taught at Spectrum, there was something happening in the school where there were just a lot of students, like young dancers, and there was an overflow. So when I continued to teach after I left the company, I continued to teach in 2018. And I was teaching an open adult class that ended up becoming a combined intergenerational, like, kids and adults open class. And that was a very interesting experience too, because that doesn't happen a lot. But like I literally had children and elders in a beginner ballet class, essentially an open class. And I learned a lot from that experience. I learned a lot about, what beginner looks like at different ages, but all in one room, kind of. It was a little bit overwhelming for me to navigate that, as I'm sure it would be for many people, because, there are different needs and kids are stimulated differently than adults. But it was really, really beautiful because in communities, in actual like cultures and communities, everyone dances together and everyone does the dances differently depending on their age and things like that. But that actually is how things naturally are in society. It's a family thing when we get together and dance. So it was cool to see that happen, something that would normally happen at like a family function, like happening in an actual class. And what was helpful is that the kids could follow the adults because they're used to trusting adults and things like that. And I think it made the adult people in the room a little bit more patient, and just to have a space that is safe for children to be in, and that's something we all as adults understand. So in essence, it was a really beautiful experiment. But I ended up getting more teaching. I actually was doing a side job that wasn't dance related. I was working front desk at a fitness place while after I had left Spectrum, but I was just teaching at Spectrum, and then all these other professional dance gigs came in. But there was a bit of a conflict between, people outside the dance world with my regular job that like didn't it they didn't like that I was taking off to do like these two nutcrackers and all these performances. And they knew that going into it, but I think that, you know, it was one of those things where it was like a quiet firing, that term, like quiet fire. I wasn't fired, but I was asked to leave. Um, and it ended up working out that I could fill that work with more dance work and teach dance and make basically the same amount of money. And I got more inspired the more I did it. But it's not something I set out to do as early as I did, which was around like, 23, 24, 25. I didn't think I would be teaching until like maybe now. I'm 30 for people who don't know. But yeah, that's how I got into it.